Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. To be great, we must push ourselves to go beyond our comfort zone and to ask, what's next? Going beyond is progress. Platforms went beyond and made the impossible possible. We once hailed a taxi. Today, we track our Uber. Instead of calling to book a room, we now log on to Airbnb. Platforms change the way we shop, the way we explore the world, even the way we find love. We are living through a platform revolution, and a new bar has been set. Your customers are demanding more choice, more convenience, and they want it now. So what are you doing about it? Mirakl is for those who want to go beyond. And great leaders are those who dare to go beyond. They don't hear it's too soon, it's too risky, it's too hard. No, while others watch, they seize the opportunity. The platform revolution is here. Your opportunity is now. Are you ready to go beyond?
Welcome. Welcome to the 5th edition of the Mirakl Marketplace and Platform Summit. It's wonderful to see more than 200 countries, 200 companies from so many different locations here today to attend this summit. So much has changed in the past 5 years. We are now officially living in a platform world. Platforms have changed forever the way people and businesses transact. And simply being here today is a major milestone. It means that you are all ready to go beyond and transform your business. Looking back at 2018, we get a feel for the magnitude of the platform revolution. Buyers spent 1.8 trillion on online marketplaces around the world. Amazon now accounts for more than 50% of US online sales. And Alibaba reached $31 billion in sales in 24 hours on Singles Day. And Farfetch, a company that did not even exist 10 years ago, went public, raised $900 million on an $8 billion valuation to continue transform the fashion retail industry. So, the question that all of you in the room today need to ask yourselves is, how can I take my piece of the pie? Before finding out, I would like to share with you how 2018 was also a fantastic year for Mirakl. Philippe and I were so proud of our teams. They have done an amazing job. Our clients more than doubled their sales, reaching over $1 billion. 60 new companies decided to work with Mirakl to create their marketplace and transform their business. And we raised $70 million to continue lead the platform revolution. This success would not be possible without our clients. A lot of them are here today. And we want to celebrate them today. Congratulations to all of you here. Our clients have one thing in common. They are all platform pioneers. They have decided to go beyond and transform their business. Today, we celebrate platform pioneers. And H&M is one of them. 2 years ago, they decided to create a new brand, Afound, and launch a very innovative marketplace. Let's take a moment to learn more about Afound with a very nice video.
We are on a change journey. What's interesting to think of is the power that the old heritage brands used to have dictating terms and what was fashion has now turned into the hands of the customer. It's the customers that are leading the change. We want to bring to the market how customers dress. In that we mean that we want to combine the global big brands with more local, smaller, maybe more locally relevant brands. So that mix of brands is what we offer, and that is exactly what is actually performing well. The marketplace model gives us possibilities to grow the customer offer in a much faster way without having to use a lot of capital. Where we see partners working on the marketplace model together, also doing business more in deep together.
This is a part of our new business strategy to create growth and long-term profitability. The most important values for MQ is sustainability and quality, and that's completely in line with Afound as a brand. Time MQ offer our own brands in external channels, and we are happy to do it with Afound. It's a step for us to reaching new customers and new markets.
H&M has been in the fashion industry since 1947, it's quite some time. And to be able to still be in it and be relevant, you need to be adaptive and putting the customer first in mind. So for us, in our DNA and in our culture lies being curious and courageous. We had that in mind, and we decided to take quite a big leap into investing in this platform business model that the marketplace is. We believe that we can bring something totally new to the market, a new customer offer in this model. Definitely we are pioneering this. We bring something new to the market, both to our partners, but also to our customers.
Please join me in welcoming on stage a great platform pioneer, probably the stylish man here today, Daniel Hansen from Afound.
Thank you. Thanks, Adrien. Thanks.
You see what I told you?
You say pioneer, I say rebel.
Okay. Yeah. So Daniel, I think for a lot of people in the room, it's kind of very interesting and intriguing to see how even a very traditional company like H&M decided to disrupt itself, stop doing business the way it's been doing business for many years, to launch this marketplace. Can you tell us more about the dynamics about this project?
Sure. I think first of all, like I said in the video, it lies in our DNA to be curious, courageous. You need to be adaptive and flexible. With that in mind, we saw this great opportunity to take on the off-price business sector. So seeing that there was friction in the market, we decided, let's go to take on the bet in this sector. How do you do that? How do you build a new brand with a new customer offer? To do that, you need to be fast today. And what we found out is that the marketplace, of course, the model as such, pays off because you don't need the big capex and you can start fast.
Did you buy your shoes on Afound?
Actually, I did.
Okay. So what have you learned so far? Like, can you share with some of the people here? It's been a year now, almost.
Yeah.
What are the big findings?
We launched June 14th, so just after we were here last year, getting ready. I would say, what have we not learned? We talked about this yesterday, Adrien. There's so much we've learned, and if there's one thing I would like to point out to all of you guys in here, it's to get going. Strategies, by all means, but execution eats it every day. So as soon as you start, you will learn, and those learnings will help you to trim your business. And that is by far the biggest learning. Do things.
I like that, actually. So think of your customers. At the end of the day, they're the ones making the success or the failure of the project. How are they reacting to this new experience? What have you heard from them?
We love what they say because it seems like they love us. We follow our customers thanks to the digital setup we have. Being totally new, we're able to track and monitor customer behavior over our channels. We're a hybrid model. We have the stores and we have the marketplace, the digital presence. Reactions are really positive. They're so positive digitally that we are now taking an even bigger bet in the marketplace model. That is where we will see the scale.
Can you tell more about the bet, quickly? There was only 3 questions, but...
It was only 3 questions. No, but seriously, we launched deliberately only in Sweden last year to learn. We've learned. Now we're starting to leverage. And with leverage comes scale. So, yeah, Sweden is one country. There are many more.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thanks.
again. It's quite fascinating to see how even well-established companies decide to disrupt themselves, move away from traditional business models to become platforms. Now, the only business model that will allow you to compete in the long run. Why? Let's look at 3 reasons that are making platforms so successful. First, platforms allow you to scale fast. And you'll hear a lot about this today. Platforms also shorten value chains. And most importantly, and somehow brilliantly, platforms allow to create positive network effects. Let's start by looking at speed and scale. Platforms allow all of you to think bigger with less investments. This removes the obstacles that are traditionally slowing down growth. Think of a hotel chain. When they want to expand, they need to acquire, invest in buildings, and hire staff. When Airbnb wants to open a new city, they just need to invest in marketing. Take Joom, for instance. Who knows Joom in the room? Quite a few. Well, for those who don't know, Joom is a generalist marketplace started in Russia in 2016. In less than 3 years, they have scaled to an impressive 1 billion in sales, offering more than 10 million products in 120 countries. 1 billion, 10 million, 120 countries. This is speed and this is scale. In addition to allowing you to grow faster, platforms also remove intermediaries. With platforms, buyers, your buyers, can now shop directly from manufacturers. This puts manufacturers back at the center, and it is creating a completely new economy. A great example of this is how marketplaces all around the world are massively onboarding great Chinese sellers at scale, fast. Today, more than a third of sellers on Amazon are Chinese. More than a third. It's like plugging a Shenzhen factory directly in your living room. Another important benefit of platforms, as I said earlier, is that it allows you to create positive network effects. The recipe is very, very simple. You've heard it from Mirakl people over and over. More sellers lead to more offers, more sales, and ultimately more data. It is the famous, successful marketplace flywheel effect. When organizations, when you are able to achieve this, it then becomes possible to constantly expand and launch strategic new initiatives. Thanks to its marketplace, Amazon now represents 66% of initial product search, more than Google. What did they do about this? Well, they created Amazon Advertising. In 2018, Amazon Advertising reached $11 billion in sales. 11 billion. 9% market share. In less than 5 years, Amazon has become one of the leading global advertising networks, leveraging and monetizing the traffic and the data that it collects. The recipe sounds quite simple. I know what you must be thinking now. Amazon, Alibaba, Joom, these are like super well-funded companies, digital native. That's not who you are. So what? So what? Who cares? At Mirakl, we believe that you must participate in this platform economy, in this revolution. More, we are convinced that the great brands, the customer loyalty, the partner networks that you have built all over the years are fantastic assets to be successful in the platform revolution. And I want to show you, through some great Mirakl customer success, platform pioneers, that this is possible. Last year, during the summit, we heard from Catch Group CEO. And he told us how their marketplace already reached 100 million in sales just 1 year after being launched. $100 million in sales. They had a vision to execute fast because they knew what was coming. In 2018, Amazon entered the Australian market. Well, instead of hurting them, it's actually educating the market. And because Catch is ready, they are able to benefit from this. In 2019, they plan to double their sales and reach 200 million. It's fantastic. Australia, but all across the world. Carrefour in Brazil has been live with its marketplace for almost 2 years. And the marketplace already accounts for 1/3 of their online business, which is doubling every year, by the way. They have more than 1,000 sellers and offer more than 1 million products. By 2022, they plan to have the marketplace represent 50% of the business. 50%. Australia, Brazil, Carrefour, Catch, retail with stores, pure play. Great examples of how platform pioneers can execute and win. Okay, you may say retail. But we say not just retail. We believe that every industry can benefit from this model, the marketplace, the platform revolution. And I want to take a moment to celebrate some B2B platform pioneers. I'll start with one that I really like. It's Freudenberg. For those who don't know, Freudenberg is a German company that has been around for 170 years. Why change? Business is good. Well, 3 years ago, at a conference, we met a fantastic guy, Christophe Meyer. He's somewhere here today. And very originally, we went to Christophe and we told him, marketplace is the future of B2B. He said, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Christophe. No, marketplace is the future of B2B. And you know what? They, not just him, the entire organization believed us. And they are now live with a very innovative platform strategy that they are using to digitize their vendors and connect them onto a single marketplace with all their clients. This is innovation. This is transformation. This is going beyond. During last year's summit, we heard from Accor about their future hospitality marketplace. They told us how they felt that they could disrupt their industries. I'm super proud to say that they are now live. And I really like the ability to see how the marketplace model can transform a legacy procurement system. Accor has a very simple ambition: to become the Amazon of the hospitality industry, moving billions of dollars of purchase onto a single platform, simple, intuitive, and allowing to collect a lot of data. Heavy machinery, industry, hospitality, and even airplanes. Satair is going after the way people buy parts in the aerospace industry. You'll have it twice like that, so it's better. They go to transform an industry historically very opaque and highly regulated. And because we can't wait to hear about this movie, we're going to hear it with all the speakers. A little video about Satair.
It's not only the aerospace industry which are ready for digital transformation, it's all industries, and all B2B companies should actually look at what does digital mean for them, because the business model will change. We have the ambition that we want to become the lighthouse for digital within this industry. And we want to do this by doing a marketplace, a one-stop marketplace, so all our customers can buy all parts they need for aircraft flying from us. Today we have a part catalog of around 5-6 million parts, and we want to extend this to 25 to 30 million parts. And with the platform model, we can really extend our part scope without invest a lot in new inventory. I think what is very interesting for us is also to create an ecosystem around our marketplace, not only focusing on selling and transacting to our customers, but also look at what is the services and value-adding services we can build on top of a marketplace. If we are not taking this position, someone else will take the position.
Please welcome on stage a man with a suit, a platform pioneer, Christian Hager from Satair. Welcome. So Christian, you have this sentence when you say, if someone else will. If I don't take this position, someone else will. Can you tell us more about this reality?
Yeah, let me tell you a bit about what happened last year. Actually, we saw a very big competitor coming into the market. Actually, eBay decided to go into the market last year. And if you went to B2B at ebay.com, you actually went into an aviation spare part marketplace. And so now we are suddenly seeing some pure players actually going into our market. Luckily, they actually decided to leave the market again a few months ago. But they will not be the last one. We will see Amazon trying, we'll see a lot of other companies trying, we'll see traditional competitors, but also pure players coming from the internet industry.
And so, I think everyone here has the challenges of new entrants trying to penetrate their market. But when it comes to your marketplace project, is it something that you are using to drive your customers to digitize themselves, or is it actually your customers who have been telling you, come on, you need to do something a bit more modern?
No, I think our customers are really looking at how do we make aircraft fly, how do we keep our aircraft in the air, basically. So they don't care about marketplace and then that on. So basically what we are trying to do now is to bring down the transaction cost when they want to buy parts from us. Actually, if you go to our customers, very often you will find a small piece of paper in the back pocket. And it's a list of 20 different sites with passwords and usernames that they have to go through in order to find the right spare parts. So imagine a hassle when you have an aircraft on ground where you have like 4 hours to have a solution for get the aircraft up and fly again. So we can really, by having this marketplace, by providing spare parts for all the different aircraft flying, we can actually increase the speed dramatically, and we can lower the transaction cost for our customers. And that's really the value that they see for us.
So can we assume that almost everyone in the room somehow will fly in a plane that has a parts sold on your marketplace?
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool. Last question. You talk a lot about always enhancing the value for the customers on this marketplace. And one of the new areas where Mirakl has been active in the last couple of years is services marketplace. Can you share your vision around that?
Yeah, I think the way we see it, I mean, selling the parts on the marketplace is, of course, a very important part of having a marketplace. But actually, where we see the big benefit in the future will be the services around the marketplace, the ecosystem of services around the marketplace. And here we are very much inspired about what Alibaba is doing, because they are really strong and actually focusing on creating this kind of value-adding services. So that could be like freight forwarding, that could be financial services, but also services based on big data. So for us, I mean, services on the marketplace is really important for the future vision of Satair.
This is really exciting. I think all of Mirakl is really proud to have companies like you transform, innovate, and join us today. So really a big, big, big thank you.
Thank you very much.
As you can see, things are going fast in the platform economy. Sometimes, to us, it feels like tectonic plates constantly shifting, causing ongoing eruptions. One of these eruptions, affecting a lot of you here, is Amazon business. In the last 5 years, this company has launched a complete B2B offering, going after this huge market. And last year, they did more than $10 billion in GMV. It offers 250 million products, and their market share is already of 10%. Will they do to B2B what they did to B2C? The answer really depends on how fast all of you will adapt and change. Another option, since last year's summit, Google launched Google Shopping Actions. It's now possible for vendors to onboard their product catalog on Google and also sell through Google. Customers can add a product directly to their shopping cart and not even visit the merchant site. So all of you, when you're investing in Google, advertising, or even thinking of selling through Google, ask yourself if you're not feeding your own competition. Maybe this has to end one day. Amazon, Google, these are eruptions, and these eruptions are great examples of how platforms can very, very rapidly transform any industry and disrupt the status quo. In order to win, you need to change. We often get the question, how many marketplaces can there be? Hundreds, thousands, millions? I think at this point, everyone should know and agree that any business can create a marketplace, can try to become the Amazon of its industry. Some will scale, some won't. But to be successful, you will need to form new relevant partnerships, invent new collaborations, define new ecosystems. As we introduce the notion of ecosystem, I want to insist on one thing. Today, your strength is your relationship with your customer. But tomorrow, your strength is the ecosystem you build between your customers and your partners. If there's one thing you should get out of today, it's this. So I will actually say it again. Today, your strength is your relationship with your customer. But tomorrow, your strength is the ecosystem you build between your customers and your partners. Take House, for example. Who knows House here? Almost everyone. It all started, if you remember, as an online community for people decorating their house and looking for inspiration. Well, today, on House, you can look for inspiration, you can buy products, and you can even engage service providers to help you with your project. In a few years, they've built a $4 billion business offering more than 10 million products from 20,000 sellers. But what makes House a true ecosystem? It's that it's not three separate businesses: media, retail, services, but one business, home improvement. And this is a fundamental change to the way these companies think of their strategy, think of their organization, and even think of their P&L. It's fascinating for us at Mirakl, and hopefully for you, to see how fast this is happening, how ecosystems are unlocking business boundaries, creating new possibilities. To be successful, to win in this ecosystem world, you really need to rethink your competition. You need to rethink how you work through partners, not against. Rethink products that you carry or not. Whether you sell direct without conflict. You need to create new digital platforms. You need to go beyond the limits that you've set for yourself. To create successful ecosystems, it is key to make it easy, simple for partners to connect to one another. APIs are the building blocks of these connections. From the beginning at Mirakl, our architecture has always been API-centric. We have always had this at heart because our mission was to provide you with the best technology platform to create and expand your ecosystem. But in 2019, we decided to go one step beyond. And it is my great privilege to announce the launch of Mirakl Connect, the global marketplace ecosystem. This is a major milestone in the history of Mirakl. From now on, Mirakl will provide more than technology and expertise. Mirakl Connect gives you access to a free, out-of-the-box marketplace ecosystem to launch and scale your marketplace, bringing together the best sellers with the best partners and the best marketplace onto a single network connected on the same platform. During our product keynote, our teams will share everything about Mirakl Connect. So, as we reach the end of this keynote and we talk about the future and ecosystems, I would like to invite on stage someone whose only job is to invest in the future. At Bain Capital, Scott Friend has invested in some pretty successful companies that have changed their industries. To name a few, invested in LinkedIn, that changed the way we work. Invested in Jet.com, that changed the way people shop for everyday value. And even invested in Lime, that changed the way I come to the summit. So please, join me welcoming on stage Scott Friend from Bain Capital. Hi, Scott. Did you take a Lime to come from Boston?
I did, actually. It was very wet.
It's the platform revolution. It's amazing.
Lime has submarines now.
So Scott, thanks for joining us. It's a tough job because it's the end of the keynote, so we really need to. And quick question. You've been an entrepreneur in commerce, and now you've been an investor in commerce for the last 12 years. Can you share with everyone here some of the key trends you're seeing in the future of commerce?
Certainly, and it's indicative of everything you're hearing this morning. I've had personally a 20-year career in and around commerce, and at Bain Capital, we've been investing in commerce for 35 years. Commerce 1.0, from our perspective, was the emergence of traditional brands and retailers that had the ability to scale nationally in the States and globally. We were, 30 years ago, the first investor in office superstore Staples, as an example. And more recently, an investor in Canada Goose, which was a predominantly North American brand and now a terrific global brand. And there will continue to be Commerce 1.0 innovations that have global potential. Commerce 2.0, though, was really a super attractive and powerful place to invest over the last 10 years. And all of you helped make that happen. Commerce 2.0 was really about the internet revolution and the mobile revolution and the implications for retailers as well as manufacturers and distributors in reaching their customers more digitally. We were very active investors, not just in the kind of companies you see here, and I'll chat about those, but in the tools and technologies that armed retail in particular to compete in an Amazon, Alibaba, eBay-driven world. That's now table stakes, as we all well know. The other piece of Commerce 2.0 was companies, pure play, digital, born digital companies that were able to take advantage of this global audience with a phone in their pocket and with the internet to create a disruptive and new consumer value proposition. And Adrien talked about a few. In the commerce world in particular, companies like Jet and Rent the Runway in the States and Lime, predominantly here in Paris and around the globe, are great examples of that Commerce 2.0 revolution. As we step back, though, having made quite a few investments in this Commerce 2.0 space, we think a lot about what 3.0 means. Where is the world headed, and where is it likely to be 10 years from now? Because we want to invest in the companies and the platforms that are likely to have broad implications a decade from now, not just today. And we've had the benefit with 500 companies, both in retail and in manufacturing and distribution and other industries that we own around the globe, to talk to many of them about where they see the world headed. And it won't come as any surprise to any of you that our view of where the world is headed in Commerce 3.0 is very aligned with Mirakl's view and with the pioneers in this audience. It's really about platforms. It's really about your company becoming a hub of activity, whether that hub is with consumers who buy your and other people's products directly, or with trading partners where you reduce the friction of the activity in your ecosystem. Each of you has this opportunity to become the hub. And as was pointed out earlier, I think in terrific fashion, those that start experimenting and building that capability today will be incredibly well positioned 5 years from now and 10 years from now to be leaders in this new economy. And it won't just be because of the technology that you've adopted and the ecosystem that you've created with your trading partners, your vendors, and your consumers. It's because of the learnings and the advantage you're going to have because you've learned sooner and faster than others in your industry. So that's how we think about Commerce 3.0, and certainly we're very excited to be a partner with Mirakl and hopefully helping drive that revolution.
Thank you, Scott. So that was kind of my second question. So we're going to adjust a bit, but I know you're
I have another hour of content if you want me to.
You're a man of improvisation. You know, everyone here today gets calls every day from technology vendors. Hey, we have this new thing. We're doing AI. We're doing machine learning. We're doing this. We're doing that. How do you actually, you know, when you're at Bain and you decided to invest in Mirakl, thank you again, what made you think that Mirakl was a great partner? I agree it's a bit of advertising, but... And let's do it differently. Let's do it in 3 words.
3 words. I have 4.
Okay, go 4.
I'll start with 4 words, and then I'll elaborate. How about that?
But I have a timer here that tells me...
Tailwinds, defensibility, lead, and team.
Okay.
Now I'll elaborate. So very similar to the companies you see here that happen to be predominantly consumer-oriented businesses. We're way more active in B2B investments than we are in B2C, as it turns out. And when we look for opportunities to invest, there are 4 things that matter most. First and foremost, market tailwinds. It is way easier to build a big business, not surprisingly, when the world is moving in your direction versus when you're trying to swim upstream. And thanks to the work that Philippe and Adrien and team have done over the last decade, and thanks candidly to the work that many of you in this room have done in pioneering in your own industries, there is an immense amount of market tailwind, both in retail businesses, but increasingly, while it's early days, in manufacturing and wholesale and distribution, in not just digitizing, but in leveraging platforms and marketplace to create that next chapter of commerce. So market tailwind here was fundamental to our thinking. The second is having some sort of unfair advantage. It's one thing to be a company that plays in a space that has broad global implications and is a participant. It's another to be a company that has real intellectual property, a real unique advantage in its market. And one of the very exciting things that we saw at Mirakl, that I suspect each of you that is partnered with Mirakl has seen as you've evaluated the landscape, similarly to how we did, was that they have what amounts to an unassailable lead, candidly, in technology development, intellectual property, and expertise across their team because of the years of participation in this market. So that's piece number 2. Piece number 3 is a lead, real momentum in the company. And certainly thanks to all of you and thanks to this incredible audience today, you see and can feel the momentum that not just this concept, but this company has. And last but not least, I only have how much, an hour left?
Yeah.
Last but not least, team. And it's certainly not least because with any investor will tell you that even if we try to get the other 3 things right, the main thing we have to get right is team. And all of you that have partnered with Mirakl must realize that they are different than most vendors that you probably partner with. There is this universal view across the many customers and ecosystem partners that we spoke to before we invested that Mirakl is maniacally focused on your success, on their customers' success. And that is music to my ears as a former technology vendor and as an investor.
You're hired. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have him in the family. So, I'm feeling super energized. And you? You know, for Mirakl, this event is a great day. As Jess said, it's once in a year. It's an opportunity to get everyone in the same room, to see, to talk, to exchange. And as we start our day and go into our sessions, I would like you to think of 3 things that we at Mirakl would love you, as you go with your year, to think of and actually implement. The first thing is we want you to start acting now. Platform your business. Create and expand your ecosystem. It is fundamental. And you'll hear from the speakers today that it's actually fun and exciting, and that they are proud of what they're doing. At Mirakl, we will support you during this journey. Together, we will go beyond. Thank you very much.